again, coming from the sunny Scottish borders. So America is having to confront yet again another mass shooting crisis. And, you know, my heart really does go out to the parents who lost their loved ones in the Uvalde, Texas slaughter. But it's high time that the US bit the bullet on this, no pun intended. After a gunman shot dead 51 people at 2 mosques in New Zealand back in 2019, the government took swift action. Everyone started handing in their semi-automatic weapons as part of a buyback scheme following a ban after the Christchurch attack. Gun reforms were enacted upon almost immediately, and more than £230,000 or $300,000 was paid out in compensation to the firearms owners. The weapons were then destroyed. So you see, that's how you do it. In America, more children died last year in gun crimes and school shootings than in car accidents. The US has a serious problem, and so does other parts of the world where random street killings are carried out on innocent members of the public. And while I'm on this subject, let's tackle the G word. No, I'm not talking guns, I'm talking gender. Why is no one talking about the fact all of these mass killers, shooters, terrorists, whatever you want to call them, are male, teens, or men? They all have issues with racism, anti-Semitism, homophobia, misogyny, and religion. Some are white supremacists following hate-fueled manifestos, and some have a skewed version of their religion. And yes, I'm including Muslims in this, but without exception, all of the perpetrators have largely one thing in common. They are all male and have the emotional intelligence of a brick. Almost all come from a background where domestic violence in the home is the norm. And unless something is done with those teens and men, mass killings will continue to plague our communities. The gender of these killers, whether they're shooters in America or random killers in Europe and beyond, should be up for discussion. Sadly, there's no vaccination to prevent these killings, but how about men stop using their fists in the home? Anyway, back to the subject. It's not clever to beat up women, nor is it manly, and the damage you do to the kids watching this domestic violence may manifest itself years later in life. So come on, guys, put down your fists and start confronting your anger issues, and let's stop buying guns. Is Pakistan embarking on its own version of the Arab Spring? It's a question I keep asking after the incredible scenes of people power who responded to Imran Khan's call a few days ago to turn out and demand that new elections are called. The 227 million populated country is on the brink of something momentous. It could be the end of dynastic politics in Pakistan. It's time it was smashed to smithereens. Ousted Prime Minister Imran Khan has been trying for years to break the political mold, which has seen basically 2 political dynasties mired in corruption rule Pakistan. He seemed to be succeeding in leading the nation down a different path, gradually distancing the country from dependency on US aid and other Western influences. And I guess he was moving closer to China and Russia. Obviously, America was bound to intervene, and listening to Imran Khan, it seems Washington has been plotting a coup or regime change since he said absolutely not last year to the idea of allowing US military to operate from Pakistan military bases along the Afghan border. There is something so rotten about Pakistan's politics these days, but now there's an opportunity to change the political landscape using nothing more than people power. You don't have to like Imran Khan to want change, but that shouldn't stop you from helping him make that change. As Muslims, we should do whatever we can, wherever we are, to try and make a difference for the better. Now, you can either leave Pakistan aid dependent on the West and let the sleeping giant slumber, or you can make a difference and remove the country from the thieving hands of corrupt politicians who've got rich on the back of apathy. People of Pakistan, the time has come to rise up and resist, but only you can change your condition.